I think some of you need to sit down and really be real with yourselves. You know, you hear people go around saying how they want change and how they're going to level up and how they're striving for this and how they're striving for that. And they're trying to reach their goals and this, that, and the other. And as soon as it comes out their mouth, that's the end of that conversation. There's no action or anything else. They'll turn around and say that in front of a bunch of people and will go home to the same situation with the same people and the same negativity and the same low energy. But then they're striving for something. You got to understand these things don't go hand in hand. And people are finally beginning to realize in order for you to reach the level that you weren't able to achieve before, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. You're going to have to do some spiritual house cleaning. You might have to do some physical house cleaning. You got to run some stuff out of your house. And I mean your physical house as well as your spiritual house. You can't take your old ways of doing things and the old ways that you interact and expect new results. It's not going to happen. Because you're emitting the old energy. So because you're emitting the old energy, you're going to get the same type of people that you had before. You're going to get the same type of results that you had before. You're going to make the same type of money that you made before. It's going to be the same. So it's good to have a little testimony about how you're doing this, that, and the other. And most people who usually do this, they do it in front of a group of people because they want them to be impressed. But a lot of people that are watching them, they're looking at the result. You can talk until the cows come home. But when you all part company, that audience that you had, those people in the audience are going to be like, she say so-and-so, but look at how she living. Because of so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. You ain't fooling nobody. You're not. There are too many people that are trying to ride in a lane that they're not prepared to ride in. Stay in your lane. There's a reason for that. There are people that maybe they're blessed to get what they want, but they're not emotionally and spiritually or mentally equipped to handle it. Reaching too far, too fast, just so you can impress somebody that don't even have a vested interest in what's going on with you. Not at all. I would rather for you to take 10 years working on one thing and do it well than for you to turn around and jump in it in a year and mess it all up. But see, we live in a microwave mentality society. Everything's got to be done quickly, quickly, quickly. And that's why so many people are messing up things. There are some things in this world, in this cosmos, that requires time. It doesn't matter what you say or what you do. It's going to require time. And I'm sorry that some of you weren't taught that lesson. Because you were probably raised by people who thought they could just run out and just get everything and get. And they never took time to learn anything. They never took time to wait on what's important. So they in turn bring you into the world and turn around and teach you the same thing. Got to get this, got to get that, got to get this, got to get that. And half the stuff you wind up getting 10 years later, you don't have it anyway. Because it wasn't meant to last. You were in such a hurry to get it. Now, don't get me wrong. We're not promised tomorrow. But I'm just letting you know right now that there are some things in this world that's going to require some level of time and some level of sacrifice before you get it. It's not going to be instant. It's going to be required that you be prepared to make an adjustment. You can't level up with old ways. It's not going to happen. And I see it all the time. I talk to people all the time, people I'm familiar with, and people that, who know people that I'm familiar with. And I could tell the ones who are serious and the ones who aren't, because all I have to do is look and see how they move and where they hang and how they talk. And if it's the same thing you heard 10 years ago or 15 years ago, they ain't changed nothing. They're just trying to say that to impress you or get your attention for a little while. All they have is a few more wrinkles and a few more gray hairs, but it's the same mentality. But they mean the main ones, they'll have reflective moments every now and then because we all do. And they sit there and look at their life and realize they ain't no further than they were all the time ago. But the thing is, they're not willing to make that sacrifice and shift their world around in order to get what they want to get. They always complain about how they want this, that, and the other, and how they're tired of losing everything. You keep losing everything because you keep doing the same dumb shit to lose it. Stop doing it. And if you can't consciously stop, go see somebody about that so they can help you with the tools so you can stop doing it. There are a lot of posers out here, people. There are a lot of posers. And what they'll do is they'll affiliate themselves with people who have what they want. And they move the way that they want to move. So they figure just because they're associated with them, that they're them. I mentioned in a video ages ago about how some people figure just because they hang around teachers, all of a sudden they're a teacher. You're not. Because you didn't go through the sacrifice to become one. You know, there's something going on in academia, and I'm just going to go into a little detail about this. You know, a lot of people get honorary doctorates, and a lot of people don't know what an honorary doctorate is. An honorary doctorate is basically a doctorate degree given to you based on your life experience and your contributions. You may not have physically studied to get that doctoral degree, but because of what commitment you've made and what life experience that you've had in that particular field and your contributions to society and to education, they tabulate that and equate that to the level of education required for a doctorate degree. That's why you hear a lot of these people getting honorary doctorates. They didn't physically get a doctorate, but they got an honorary doctorate. Now let me tell you the kicker to that. There's some people I personally know that have honorary degrees and they've never even studied for a midterm or studied for a final, but they have life experience equivalent to that they would have gotten in the book knowledge. And there are people that receive honorary doctorates and they're not given much respect by the people who worked for the doctorates. They look down on them. Yeah, I'm telling on y'all. I have seen it because I have worked, you know, when I was going back to school, I had 2 part-time jobs. One of them was working in the cafeteria, but the other one was also an office assistant at one of the schools on campus. And so I'm dealing with faculty all day long, and I hear the conversations and I see what's going on. And whenever there's a ceremony and they give an honorary doctorate to someone, the very next day, the professors are sitting up there, the majority of them, they don't give them that respect because they're like, they didn't work for it. When you go to college, it's a totally different experience and there's a lot of sacrifice involved. Me personally, if that person has contributed 10, 20 years of their life actually working in that particular field, why not give them a doctorate? As opposed to someone who just sat in the classroom and didn't work a whole day of their life. And they sat in the classroom for 10 years to get a doctorate. It's tit for tat as far as I'm concerned. If that person has worked and done the actual work, yes, they're entitled to something. Whether it's an honorary bachelor's or master's or whatever the case may be. It depends on the institution. But there are some in academia where they feel that, you know, honorary doctorate shouldn't be given to people who hadn't done the work. But see, you don't know what anybody's journey is. That person probably wasn't in a position to get a doctorate. They could have had family problems at the time. They could have had financial problems. They could have had health problems. Maybe they didn't have 10 years to dedicate for a doctorate because of things that went on in life, but they were able to work in that field, and that's why I'm willing to accept it. So it's the same comparison to people that are out here in the world. You have people out here that have the so-called honorary association, but that doesn't make them that person. And some of them are real good at it because they did put in the work, but you have some posers that are out there who haven't put in a bit of work at all. They're scamming themselves to the point where they actually do believe that they belong with this group of people and they haven't done any work. But see, the trick to that is there's always that one person that knows about their bullshit. I'm trying to tell you about the different type of people that brainwash and scam out there. And I mean, they put on the armor. They wear the costume to the T. They blend right in with the crowd. They blend right in. And you got to be careful of these people. That's why I always encourage people, trust your instincts. I had to learn to trust my instincts. I had to learn to listen to my inner voice. It wasn't about book knowledge all the time. I had to learn to listen to my instincts, because if you don't, sometimes you'll get taken. But I'm just trying to tell you the different type of people that are out there and how to deal with them. And the best way for you to deal with them, since they're at this level, is to try to avoid dealing with them at all. Because you got to understand, you're dealing with your true self. These are fake people. You can't be your true self and be in cahoots with fake people all the time. It don't mix. It's like oil and water. It doesn't mix. So I kind of hope this helps somebody understand. Just be careful. You got a lot of people that are running around here, want to be spiritual this and spiritual that, and claim to be this and claim to be that. You got to trust your instincts sometimes, because they may say the perfect thing, may have the perfect picture. And the only thing that'll save you from them is your instincts. What does your spirit do when you're around this person? Do you feel a sense of calm? Do you feel that you can open up to this person? Do you feel comfortable? Or do you have reservations from the jump? Sometimes that's the only thing that'll save you from disaster. Just saying.